Hi guys, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited today because we get to play with paint, and I love to play with paint. So yeah, we have paper, we have paints. Yes, I'm wiping off my desk as usual. You know me and the dust of Arizona. So I had posted last night a picture of this, which is faux leather made from a grocery bag. Woohoo! Isn't that cool? This is a Trader Joe's bag, one of our health stores here in Arizona. It's all over the nation actually, but yeah. And so I decided I was going to sit down and play, and I did, because I really want to do an art journal. And I figured, you know what? I think if it's going to be for me, I need to really focus in on making it what I would like to use, because you know, it's hard. I make stuff with other people in mind, without, you know, not really myself in mind. The journals I make, I sell, and to make myself an art journal is kind of different for me. And so I decided I wanted to do this faux leather background. I love this look, and I thought, you know, this would be fun for me. So I hadn't done it in forever, and I used metallic paints on this one. The last time I did it, the way I did it was I used just your regular matte paints that were, you know, dark brown, black, different medium brown. And then what I did was I took gold, not this, but I took like a gold paint. I'm not sure I have one here, like here, like this, something like this, okay? But it was an acrylic. And I took my little handy dandy paint scraper that I use when I oil paint, and I scraped it across, giving it a gold inflection, which looks really cool. Okay, and I've seen it done. I think I saw Natasha do that. Might have been other people, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Natasha from Treasure Books. And then I've also seen Pam from the Paper Outpost do these things. And so Pam's is a little different, and I'm going to readjust the camera just slightly here. I actually want to do something that Pam did. Our friend on the channel here, Sonia, had suggested that we do leather, faux leather, and faux suede. And I rewatched Pam's video this morning thinking, yeah, that'd be cool. And yeah, I remembered seeing it before and thinking, man, I want to try that, and I never did, and I forgot all about it. So thank you, Sonia, for reminding me. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. What you're going to need for today's project is a paper bag, or you can use a box like I've got here. Now, I'm going to do two different things today. First of all, I'm going to do what I did with the paper bag to show you guys how to do it this way. And then I'm going to do it on a box and show you a little different way. Okay? So I'm going to do it really quick. It's going to be super easy. What you're going to need is, okay, you can use these spreaders, you can use a makeup sponge, you can use, last night when I did mine, I used these art brushes. Now I did notice these are pretty cheap, and they actually left a few lines. I don't know if you guys can see them. I can see them, like little lines where you paint, you know. What I did the first time, or the last time I did it, was I used these, and these work great. But also the makeup sponges work really good too, okay? You're gonna need some Mod Podge or some PVA glue, you know, anything that will give you that coverage once it dries where it's clear. I'm gonna use the satin. I like the satin. I have the matte as well, but I really do like the satin. Gives it a sheen without being super, super glossy, and I like that. You're gonna need some tissue paper. You can use any color, it does not matter. This is going to get covered up, and it will not even be seen at all, except to give you some luscious leathery lines, and that's what we're looking for. And I was thinking about doing the same or doing something else today, but I'm not going to do it in today's video, and that is use some cheesecloth and give it a really cool texture as well. But I figured I don't need to do like 15 different things in one video, so I'm just gonna do, today I'm gonna do the faux leather, and that's gonna be all. I'm not gonna get too overly aggressive on this. Let me grab, I have the other half of that bag. So as you can see, oh, no, it wasn't, it was a Hobby Lobby bag, I'm sorry. I had saved Trader Joe bags for this purpose, but what I used was a Hobby Lobby, just a regular brown paper bag. And I didn't even know they had these till last weekend. I've never received a brown paper bag there, but yeah. So I'm not going to do a huge piece. Instead, I'm going to focus in on a smaller area just to show you the process that I used. And I'm going to trim this side off over here. Okay. And I actually think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use it to be a background on journal cards. I thought that'd be really cool. So I'm probably going to glue this to some nice pieces of cardstock that I've, you know, either printed digis on or some type of design where people can write on. And then these are going to be on the front, and I'm going to decorate on top of this, and it'll make a cool card. I know it will, because I've done my cards like, not specifically like that, but I've done them with Mod Podge on them before, and I've sewn them, and they get a really neat texture. So yeah, fun to touch, and you know, the texture is so important. So I'm just trimming off a piece of this for now, because like I said, I'm not going to get not take on too much right now. I just wanted to show you guys the process on the paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the box. That's the one that I really want to focus on for the video. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to begin to just crumble the paper, okay? As much as you can, just, you know, just press in, use all your strength, squeeze, and get as many crinkles and crooks and little hills and valleys, and then let's pull it out, and we're going to do it again, okay? And you're just going to keep doing that until you get enough lines and, like I said, little valleys, and see how it's got that look to it where it's got all these lines, okay? That's good. That's good. That's what you want. So just keep squeezing, okay? And then we're going to open that up. Let's hope that's good enough, because my hands are getting tired. Oh, and by the way, if you see this bruise, my husband was teasing me because he's like, honey, you've got a big old bruise on your hand, on your arm. I said, I know. I take medicine for my heart, you know, because I've told you guys I had heart surgery, and it's a blood thinner, and so I get bruised really easy for like no reason whatsoever. And so I have no idea what I did, but I have this bruise. Anyway, if anybody notices it, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I don't even know where it came from. Okay, so we're going to take our decoupage, our Mod Podge, and I probably should cover this. You know how I am. I tend to not do what I'm supposed to. Well, that's why I have these mats, though. I bought these specifically, and they do clean up pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and use it, because I really don't want to have to move it right now. And I'm going to go ahead in here, and I'm just going to spread this on, okay? And we want to get it all over. Cover the whole thing. Doesn't have to be super thick, but get a nice, you know, a nice coverage, okay? And yes, I'm kind of messy with my Mod Podge. I know. I see it going everywhere. Look at that. Did you see that? It's the paper, guys. It's not me. It's flipping. So we're going to do this. Now, because of what you're going to do with your tissue paper, you probably don't have to do this with your paper, but I think it just gives you extra, that extra look, even more so when the paper's all crumpled up as well. So, okay, so now what you're going to do, get that nice and wet, you're going to get a piece of your tissue paper, and we are going to squish it up, just like we just did with the other paper, okay? I probably should have did this first. I actually had two of them ready, but I used them to dust off my desk, if I'm being honest, okay? And we're just gonna squeeze it, squeeze it. Tissue paper's awesome. I remember the first time I ever saw this done, I was like, what? This is crazy. This is just crazy. And you just undo it, okay? And because I've got such a big piece here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna double this piece, okay? Okay, I'm gonna lay it out. Well, maybe I won't. But when you lay it down on your paper, look at these wonderful lines, okay? Is that awesome or what? And we're just gonna put another layer of the decoupage on top of that. Okay. All right. It's gonna be beautiful. I promise. Just wait. I hope you're getting to join me today and do this with me. It's so much fun. And if you do, please let me know in the comments below. I actually had some people talking to me other than the same people who talk to me all the time, and I really want you to know that I appreciate it. I love hearing from you guys. I think it's awesome when you guys communicate with me and visit with me, because I'm on here to get to know you guys and to hang out and make friends in my community. And so yeah, the more the merrier. Let me hear from you and what you think of, you know, or what you guys are doing today. So I took that second layer and I went ahead and I put that on top, and now I'm just lightly coating it again. And when this is all dry, if it were a book edge, I would tear it off, but because it's this thin paper, I'm going to trim it off. Okay, and there we go. So now we have this that needs to dry. Okay, and what we're going to do is I'm going to pause the video for a few minutes and let it sit, because I really can't do anything else with it until it dries. And I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So we are not completely dry, as you can see. However, we're dry enough that we can go ahead and get our paint. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to do a trial run on the color I want to use for my art journal. Okay. All right. So all I did last night, and I'm doing it exactly like I did last night on this one, because I wanted you guys to see that were asking me how I got that effect. So now I did not use this huge or gosh, I mean, I used a much bigger piece, of course, but it is going to be the same. Other than I'm not using the paintbrush. That was what I was going to say. I'm not using the paintbrush this time because I didn't like the lines that it made. So yeah. So I just kind of put it all over. This is Renaissance Brown. Let me see. I think I have another one here too. Actually, I think I used this one. Oops. It's okay. They're so similar. It's all good. Oh, look. They're like almost exactly the same color. I think they are. It's just, look at the writing. I'm thinking this is, yeah, Deco Art. It's just an old bottle. It's the same. Okay, cool. Oh, no, this says it's Rich Espresso, but it looks exactly like it. Anyway, so I used Deco Art acrylic paint, okay? Metallic for this. And as I said, you do not have to go out and get paint. You can use the regular matte. It comes out really pretty. And actually gives you a more realistic look. And then when you add, if you add some gold or some copper hints on it, it looks just really cool. But yeah, technically it gives you a more realistic look if you use a non-metallic paint for the leather, you know? So don't worry if you don't have metallic. I just love metallic paint, and I wanted, I like that look. I just wanted to use it, so. Okay, so we gotta make sure we get it all over. Now I know there's tons of ways to do this. If you go, or if you search on YouTube, you're gonna find multiple videos that have instructions on how to do this for the faux leather look, and every one of them is going to have a little bit of a different tweak to it. Yeah, so like I said, I'd like to do another one and try Pam's way. I've never tried it, and it'd be fun to try it on camera with you guys, because I really like how it turned out too. It is a different look than this, and that's cool. So now what I wanted to do was I was going to do some blue with this and see what I get. Oh, I need to shake. Ugh, look at that. I didn't realize I needed to shake it like that. so much. Okay. There we go. There we go. And I'm just going to add, and I don't add as much of this, and I'm just going to kind of take it around. Okay. What do you think? Okay. I also wanted to try a pink actually with the brown, but I think I kind of like this look. And then I'm gonna add in some, and what I should do while I'm thinking about it, I think I'm gonna add in some black and some burnt umber. Oh, this is a brand new one. I'm gonna have to open it. Let's see here. Where's my? Okay. Okay. I'm using my X-Acto knife, so. Do they still call them that? I hear other people call them crafting knives and stuff. I call it an X-Acto knife. So I'm going to add in some regular brown on top here, just a little bit. Okay. And a touch of black. Where I put that brown. I have no idea if this is going to be, you know, any nuance of color in these seems to kind of work if you just work with it enough and start spreading it around. It just looks cool. I mean, I saw when Natasha did her video, I remember thinking, you know, how are those colors going to work together? And then they just did, you know, they looked so neat. And so, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Plus, this is just, that's why I did a smaller piece, because I just wanted to try and see if I could get some kind of effect that I like for my art journal. Because I'm going to decorate on the outside of it anyway. Who knows what I'm going to put on it, you know? So, I'm kind of liking this. It looks weird. I like that. Who else out there likes weird? I like weird. I like things to look a little bit off and not quite, you know, what you expect. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So what's everybody doing today? It's Saturday when I'm recording this. I'm sure there's going to be another people watching it when it's not Saturday, but it is Saturday, so I'm home. And of course, my sweet husband, Cordy, is taking his nap. It's his Saturday nap. He's so good to me. He goes and naps because he knows that I want to make my video and hang out with my folks that I love. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go take my nap now, and I won't be out until a little later. Yeah. So, yeah, this blue and the black, and then let's add a little more of the bronze back in. Okay, we're just going to flick it around and kind of blend. You know, I'm not so much now that I'm older, but I was really very good at makeup. And, I mean, I don't wear as much as I used to, but I always would tell people when they'd ask me, how do you get your makeup to look like that? I'd always tell them, blend. That is the magic piece. If you're not blending enough, it's not going to look right. So you got to make sure you get the blending, you know, the touch just down enough. Now in this, I keep adding back because I do want like all of those colors to kind of come through. I have more black over here, so I'm just going to just touch it over here again. Black goes a long way. A little bit of black, long way. You know, like I'm wiping some of that off. I don't want too much. I just kind of want it to show up a little more than it is over here. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, right? Okay. Kind of pull it up a little bit and then bring it down over in other places I see where it's not, without adding a ton of it back on. Okay. I'm going to kind of pull this a little bit back so I can look at it in the light and see. You guys probably have a better view of it than I do because you're like straight down on it. Sometimes I know Tina does this. I'm going to do what she does. I'm going to stand up because sometimes you can see it better when you stand up. I think I need a little more bronze because I love the bronze. Okay, I think I put too much. I'm going to put a little bit of that back. I don't want too much. There we go. Okay. And do you see the perfect, awesome lines that the tissue paper makes? I mean, it's just got that ridges and all the effects that you have and you see on real leather. Tissue paper is amazing. You can also use old sewing patterns because they're made from tissue paper. Okay? So yeah, if you don't have any tissue paper right now and you just have some old sewing patterns, go for it. There you go. It'll work. I've tried it and it works. Little tiny bit more blue. I can never have enough blue. You know me. I love it. I really do. Okay. Just blend that down into it so it kind of gets that marble effect. You know, I don't want any one color to, I want all the colors to be seen and none of them to stand out more than another is kind of what I'm going for here. So I want them to blend, but at the same time I don't want them to get muddy, which there are some muddy spots, and that's why I'm coming back in, you know, kind of drawing out a little bit more here and there of a blue or of a brown, because I definitely want them to stand out in certain places. Does that make sense? Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to set this aside for a second. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay this out and get started on putting some of the decoupage or the Mod Podge on to this surface. Okay, now check this box out. I was telling my husband, he doesn't really understand, but look at the inside of this ginger snap box. Does anybody else see how perfect this color is without even, you know, doing anything? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a box on the inside that looked like almost like vintage parchment before I ever touched it. Yeah, I love this. Part of me wants to leave it because I like it so much and maybe just decorate on top of it instead of but I probably won't, you know. Anyway, I'm going to sip of my tea. I'm going to take a sip. Okay. So now I'm thinking that I might just, I was looking for my, of course I don't have it here. Oh well, I'm gonna do it without. I think it'll be fine. I was gonna kind of rough this up, but I don't see my sandpaper. Oh wait, no, I have some right here. This is kind of shiny, so I was gonna do a little roughing up on this paper just to make sure that everything sticks pretty good, just in case. I don't know, it'll probably be fine, but just in case. You don't have to do it hard. Just lightly run a piece of sandpaper over. If you have like some shiny paper you're working with, or a box or whatever like this, you know. Okay. And this box is a little bit larger. I wanted my art journal to be big enough to actually work in. I wanted it to be, yeah, I wanted it to be the size where, let's see, how big is it? I'm just curious. It is 9.5 by 6.5. I guess it's not too much bigger. It's got a 2.5, 2 3/4 inch spine. The spine's bigger. So it's like about a 1/2 inch taller than what I usually work with on the height. And then it's about a 1/2 inch wider. So not a huge amount, but gives me a little extra space. This is simply for me to, once I get the cover done, I'm gonna sew in some signatures and with some fun paper on, different papers, and it'll be where I go explore. So we'll see. I've never had an art journal. If any of you have an art journal, let me know what you think of, of having one. I really, I don't know. I see other people use them and I'm like, would I like it? I don't even know if I would like it. So I'm just going to be really adventurous here, and I'm just going to pour this on. Mostly it's because I don't want to sit and try to dab it. I noticed that Pam had hers in this bowl with a nice tight lid, and she goes, only just because it's easier to use it like this, and I'm thinking I agree. I can see why she would do that. I can see why. Whoopsie. So on this one, like with the bag, I'm just going over it with the decoupage, and then I'm gonna, I did it again. I actually should have gotten a piece of this ready. So I'm gonna do that real quick, okay, while I'm pouring here. And yeah, I'm still learning to do all this stuff on camera, and it's funny because I've never thought to do really too much mixed media, and this is really flipping all over the place. So yeah, this is kind of new for me to do this with everybody watching. I love knowing though that you guys are with me. It's fun. It really is. I was telling Sonia, she had messaged me, and I told her I love knowing when I make the video that you're going to be there with me, So I always feel like once I start talking to you guys and I get to know you a little bit, I feel like they're with me. This person's with me, that person's with me, and it's cool. That's why I say, please feel free to comment, and hit subscribe and be a part of what's going on here at my channel. Now, when I lay this out, I'm not even going to worry that it's kind of bumpy or hilly. I'm just going to smush it down, because the more of that you have, the better. It just makes it better. Okay? Don't worry about it. Just smash it down and let that catch on there. Okay? Nice. And I'm going to get my next piece of paper ready, because I'm going to do 2 of them. And since we're going to paint this, don't worry about what kind of box you use either. Because it's all going to go away anyway. It's going to be covered. Okay, so now I'm going to get this second coat ready. I'll go ahead and open this one so it's ready for me. That Mod Podge dries kind of quick when you're going over such a large surface. So. Okay, so I'm all ready on that. Ooh, this is over here drying really pretty. And now we're going to do another coat of this. If I'm using way too much, I'm sorry for anyone who's better at Mod Podging than me. Do you know I had never used Mod Podge in my life until a year ago? I'm serious. I had heard of it, but to be honest, I didn't really know what it did. And till I started doing junk journals, and I've learned so much about so many things that, yeah, I'm like, wow. And now it's just a part of my language, my day-to-day life. And, it seems like there was never a time in my life when I didn't use Mod Podge or know what it was, It's kind of funny. Okay. So I did all my grocery shopping for the week this morning. Walmart has gotten really expensive, you guys. How do you guys feel about it? All I can say is it irritates me so much that I will buy more expensive brands just to not give great value the money. I know. I'm serious. It makes me mad at them. I know there's a shortage. I know that there's, it's all of that. But I feel like they're taking advantage. I mean, even their employees tell me that. I talk to a lot of people because I'm in this small town, so I know a lot of the folks that work at my local Walmart now, and they all say the same thing. Walmart's not giving raises to any of their associates. They're not treating people right. There are people that work there that have been there for like ever, and they're making less than what these new kids who are coming in and standing around on their phones are making, and they won't give them a raise because they're topped out, And then they're charging their customers ridiculous prices on certain things. I mean, so yeah, I'm frustrated. Sorry, that might be in my soapbox. But yeah. Anybody else out there a little flustered by it all? I'm pretty sure that the whole globe is kind of frustrated. I'm just taking it out on Walmart because that's where I go the most. Okay. We did get an Aldi here in one of our smaller towns in Phoenix area, but it's considered a smaller town, Queen Creek. We got an Aldi, and now they're building one in Casa Grande, which is up the road from us, not that far. So I am really excited because Aldi is way, way cheaper. At least for the time being, than most stores. So yeah, if you have an Aldi in your area and you haven't gone there yet, go for it. Try it. I mean, you can probably save on some things, and even a little savings is better than none, right? In our day and age. I mean, our gas did go down a few cents here in Arizona. I don't know about everybody else, but it went down from like $5.25 a gallon to, we're back down to like $4.65, I think. So yeah, that's our new norm. I think they're trying to tell us that's your new norm. Get used to it. Yeah, so we've got a really cool look going on here. I'm just gonna pour some more of that out. I have made a mess on my bottle that I probably am gonna have to wash it off before it dries. Okay. While this all dries, and you can even just pat that on like this. It really won't matter because when it's all said and done, the more lines, the better on this project. I'm just making sure it's everywhere because I do want my cover to be thoroughly covered. That's not really holding down. I'm going to fold that a little bit and make sure that dries to that corner. How are my other corners? Let me see here. This one's okay. Hope I'm still in camera. I'm sorry guys if I'm not. I'm just trying to make sure that these corners are staying down for me. There we go. Okay, so now that one's drying. And I am going to clean up my mess a little bit here and get a wet wipe. My goodness, I got it all over. Are you guys that messy with your Mod Podge? Probably not. I'm pretty messy. I've warned you. Messy and clumsy. I don't mean to be, but I am. I've learned to accept it. So I'm going to pause real quick because I do need to rinse these. I don't want them to dry this way. Hold on one sec. Be right back. Hi guys, back. Okay, so our page here is ready. I have not trimmed it yet. I thought I'd wait and do that with you guys. There's the back of the bag there. So I'm just going to go along this edge and trim this paper off. Like I said, if this were a book, a notebook, something firmer, even my journal cover we're working on the other project we started, I would probably just tear this off the edge. It's much easier and it looks pretty cool. However, in this particular circumstance, I am going to cut it because this paper, it just serves a better purpose to do it this way. Okay, and this was just for fun to see if those colors worked well together for me, and also to show you guys how I achieved this one. Of course, I showed you at the beginning. This is the goal right here for this video, was to show you this. So as you can see, this can be a journal cover. I would have probably used it for my art journal, except it's not quite big enough to cover that box. And I decided I wanted to do it directly on the box, and then I'm gonna do like a material coming out the edges of the box. So yeah, on the inside. So here's what we have on that one. That looks pretty cool. So now we're going to go ahead and go over it one more time with the Mod Podge. And I think, well, let's see, this one's pretty wet. I'm going to go ahead and use this. I guess it doesn't matter since it's a water base, but anyway, I'm going to try to be good and not spill it everywhere this time. I was getting a little crazy with the Mod Podge. So what do you guys think of this combination, the blue and the bronze with the black and brown? I mean, I personally like that bruised look. I think it looks pretty cool. I used to wear this colors of eyeshadows actually and loved them and really rocked them. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I really did wear these colors. I don't know how much I rocked them, but I liked them anyway. But yeah, I do like the blue with the gold and the bronze, or the gold. I'm trying to say bronze, not gold. The bronze. I think that looks pretty cool and almost industrial, kind of, you know, I like that look. So we're gonna let this dry. Okay. And I'm gonna check on our cover and see how it's doing. I don't think it's dry yet. I probably didn't wait long enough between videos. We could take, here, let's do this. Let's take this to it and see what happens, so that you guys can see how it looks. Oh, and by the way, on the cover, when I was, now those that are professional Mod Podgers will probably know my error. When I was tapping this, I was creating air bubbles on the top of my journal cover. So I went along with my finger and just lightly grazed over them and made them go away, which that worked, thankfully. But note to all of you guys, don't do that if you don't want those air bubbles, okay? Because that wasn't, I didn't think it looked all that hot. So. And you also have to be careful how close you put your heat tool, because this sucker gets so warm that it will cause air bubbles as well. And if you have a mat underneath, it will warp your mat, of course, because it is super, super hot. But Mod Podge dries so quickly that I figured this might be okay for this little example. Ooh, I think it's looking kind of cool. I like it. I hope you guys like it. If any of you try this, please let me know. Please post pictures or something so I can see. I'd love to see. I just think everybody's art is so amazing. I go on the Facebook groups and see what people post, and it's like, oh my gosh, the talent that's just been actually hiding, you know, and the creativity and imagination it shows through in everyone's work. It's so unique and so different from one another, yet we're using the same supplies. I mean, we're all using Mod Podge, DigiKits, you know, paints and paper. I mean, and yet everything just has this unique, wonderful twist. And even if it's someone who, even if I see someone who has like the same kind of style as me, it looks so different than mine that, oh, I'm just amazed. I am. I love it. You can sit and just get lost in scrolling through all the beautiful pictures. Now see, I held that too close. I don't know if you saw the bubbles raised there, so be careful about that if you don't want that to happen. I actually think it looks kind of cool, but if you get too close, it doesn't look cool anymore. So yeah, this is drying really nice. It's still wet, but I like it. Now I was thinking about doing the bronze and the gold maybe with like, I don't know, like a color like this, or even this one's pretty close to that. What else do I have? I have more in the other room, but these are what I have in front of me. Let's see. Oh, here's one I got. I know somebody out there is going to love this. I got this the other day too, and I haven't done anything with it yet, but oh, actually, I think there's a little bit of this on that first piece that I did yesterday. There's a little bit of this in there. It's not to where it stands out. You can't really see it, but let me show you. This is such a pretty color. Oh my goodness, watch. Isn't that nice? It needs shaking more. There. Now you can see it more fully here. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, for all those green lovers. Ooh, it's pretty, pretty. It's called Peridot, which is my birthstone, actually, because my birthday is in August. So, yeah, it's coming up, coming up. So, yeah, I think I really like this. This is going to make a pretty background for a journal card, or even a really cool looking pocket or something. Yep, I like it. So let me check. I'm going to grab the other piece and see how it's doing. We may have to pause again. I apologize for all the pausing in this video, but it's to let all this good stuff dry. It is drying, but it's not, yeah, it's not quite there yet. So I don't want to make you sit here and stare at a wet ginger snap box. So yeah, I am going to pause the video for a few minutes, drink my tea, and give this a little bit of time, and then I'll come back and we will begin to paint it. Okay? Be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So here we have this. It's got a little bit of wetness here in the edge there, but it's relatively dry. It's pretty dry. So what do you think? Be honest. I want to know what you guys think. I like it in a grungy way, you know? I think it's kind of fun. So, yep. So now here is the art journal cover. And I'm going to move I've got my phone plugged in. I'm just moving my cord here so I don't bump it. Okay. So yeah, I went ahead and I tucked this under to make sure that these corners got sealed. Okay. So I don't know if somebody has a better trick out there, let me know about it. And it's, like I said, it's got a few spots where it's not completely dry yet, but you can press on it and it's not coming up, it's not sticking, you know, so it's pretty dry. And I'm going to see if I can tear this off. It looks like. And so you just pull on it a little bit. Okay. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. I'm probably gonna lay cloth in here, maybe paper, I don't know, but we'll see. What I'll probably end up doing is I'm gonna paint it with you guys, and then I'll probably bring it back on another video. And you know, I think I'm just gonna cut this because it's not tearing as good as I'd like. I think I'm just gonna bring it back probably on another video once I figure out exactly what I want to put on the inside and get the signatures in, and then that way you guys can see the finished product. Now you'll see the finished outside today, which was the goal of this video, was to create the cover and, you know, prep it. I think I have a spot here that's not stuck down, but that's okay. We'll figure that out in a second. Even trimming this is kind of, there we go. So yeah, you just trim off the edges, at least in my case. Now if you guys wanted, you could probably just like trim the outer one off and maybe do a tuck on the inside with the one piece, kind of how you tuck down your corners and then overlap the sides when you do the inside of the journal, you know what I'm saying, like that. Bending the corners forward, tucking it. I probably could have gotten away if I hadn't used quite such a big piece, if I had measured it out, but I didn't, so it's okay. Like I said, this is for me, and I'm good with that, because I want it to be imperfect, and I want it to be, you know, usable and fun to work in, and I have no clue how to work in an art journal, so it's going to be an interesting experience for me. I was never really drawn to the art journal thing when I'd see people doing it. Like I'd watch Tina do it and stuff. And then I think recently I watched a video by one of you who subscribes to my channel, and you had done your art journal, and it was, you know, it was very eclectic, and I enjoyed seeing how you were just free in it. And that person is Laura. if you're watching. I saw your video, I can't remember which one, but one of your videos about your art journal, and it kind of inspired me to just, because I've seen a lot of people do them. I mean, I've watched Natasha work in hers, I've watched Barbara from 49 Dragonflies work in hers, and of course Pam. And I think what's kind of cemented it for me was I was watching Pam work in it the other day in hers, and after seeing Laura's on here, my friend from on here on the channel that I met you through my channel, I went, you know what, I think I'm getting more and more drawn to that idea of having it a place where I can put my creations and kind of escape for me and it not be for anyone else. Because everything I make has a tendency, I make it for either a gift or I make it to sell. So it's always with someone else in mind. It's never for myself. And so yeah, that's why I'm doing it. So if you kind of have that sense inside of you that you really would like to, I'm just going to use some regular glue because I want this to stay. You kind of have that sense that you want a place to put your creativity that you want to keep for yourself. Yeah, I encourage you to also make yourself an art journal if you have not, because they look pretty cool, and I'm hopefully going to have the courage to come on my channel and bring you guys alongside and put things in it with you watching me. Because I'm thinking that my art journal is going to be where I make a lot of mistakes, you know, because that's going to be where I am trying out new ideas, or I'm creating, or I'm working with things I've never worked with, or I'm creating something I've never created, you know. So I'm going to try to be brave enough to share even that with all of you, because I know that for me it encourages me to see others work in things and for it not to turn out perfect, and for them to still make something beautiful of it. That always makes me feel like I can do it too, and I want to inspire you guys that way. So yeah, here we are. We're ready to put some paint down. So I am looking at this and thinking, you know, do I want to do these colors? I really do like them. However, I think I want to do a base. I hope I like this. I'm going to try this and see. I want to do a base with the Deco Art Berry. Okay, this is Berry. And I got these. This is one Extreme Sheen, and I got these at Michael's. Or you can get them on Amazon. Okay, they're priced on Amazon kind of like, how to explain it? Like on Amazon, they're different prices. Some of them are $2.43, and some of them are $8 and $9. You know, and so I went to Michael's, and they're all priced the same, and they were on sale for 30% off. So I ended up getting a better deal that time at Michael's on these couple of new colors I bought. But on Amazon, I got them the cheaper ones, same paint, just a different color. They were $2.43, I think, each. So I guess it just depends on, you know, the day when you go to Michael's, if you can get them on a sale price. Of course, you always get that 20% off with them, so on the regular priced items. So anyway, if you're noticing, I'm not filling it all in on this because I kind of want to, yes, I'm experimenting on my art journal already by doing it this way, but kind of wanted to give some room for the bronze. I am going to do the bronze, but with the pink, and then I also wanted to do some of this green. I don't know. I thought it would look kind of cool, so I hope I'm right. Oh gosh, I hope I'm right, because if I'm not, I don't want to have to redo it or cover it, you know. But I just kind of thought that it might be fun to see this neon cool looking metallic green floating through here, and it's summertime, and the other one is beautiful and grungy, but it's kind of dark, and you know, I was thinking, I don't know, little brighter colors maybe. I have a tendency to lean toward black and anything that's darker, and it's blending in, interestingly. It's not I'll have to be careful and make sure I let it, you know, stay on the top. I do tend to lean toward black and stuff, but I'm changing as I'm working more and more with junk journals. I'm finding the color, I love color, and I didn't really love color before I started doing this. Yes, when I was a kid, I was born in 1966. I've told you that. I'm 50. I'll be 56 on August 9th. And I was a punker back in the 80s. I was. My nickname, if you guys remember, any of you remember Susie and the Banshees? Okay, my nickname was Susie, so that kind of gives you an idea. I told you earlier that I loved makeup when I was a kid. Yeah, loved makeup. So I'm not going to apologize for it. My mother said I looked crazy, but that's okay. She was my mom. I was having fun. It was a blast. And I was not like this underground punk or anything. I was out there just being silly and crazy. And I was the first person in Gilbert High School to ever like have her hair pink and purple and blue. And yeah, it was fun. So I had my hair painted or dyed blue-black when I was, in my late teens. And yeah, I had one side of my head shaved up the other. And I never got any tattoos, believe it or not. I lived through it and never had a single tattoo. I don't have any bizarre piercings or anything. So, it wasn't like I had the heart of a weirdo. I just loved that look. I loved to wear black. Black was my mom's favorite color, and I think it just rubbed off on me, her opinion, about black. She loved to wear black, and so I think I just kind of felt that way about it myself because of her. So that's all the green I'm going to add. Now that I've bared my soul a little more to you guys, I'm going to go back in with this rich espresso. I like this color. Oh, you know what, too? I have, gosh, what else do I have over there? That's purple. I don't really want purple, but I do have this really pretty rose gold. I wonder how it would look. Let's just try it here and kind of flick it through and see. Might soften. That green actually blended with the pink and almost created like a bronze color, which is, I didn't expect that. I kind of thought it would keep its own a little longer than it did, but it didn't. So yeah. Okay, I'm just kind of taking this and going over these white spots a little bit and seeing what it does. I'll probably definitely have to come back over it with everything right now because it is blending. I should have let the pink dry. That's probably my problem. So it's all good though. It's all good. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna keep playing. Just taking this in some here and some there. Some here and some there and making it pretty, pretty, pretty. I was thinking that, because like I said, because it's summer, that these colors might be a little more summery. The pinks and the green and not so dark, I'm probably not going to put any black on this one, on the outside. But who knows? I might just go ahead and make me a second one and do it with the blues. I do love that. So you never know. We'll see. Right now, I'm kind of going over with the rose gold over these white spots and just giving it some color. And then what I think I'll do is I'm going to come back in with the pink again like I did before. And I'm going to build just like we talked about, and blend without making it muddy. And I don't see any air bubbles. Do you guys see any so far? I'm not seeing any air bubbles. I am liking this pink and green together though. I think that looks kind of sharp actually. I'm standing up so I can see it a little better because sitting down the light is shadowing and I can't quite see my white spots where I don't have paint. Gotta cover it, Yeah, I like this. This is kind of pretty. I had a feeling that pink and that green might look pretty nice together. Now, if there's anybody out there who hates pink and green together, I'm sorry. I don't normally do pink and green together, but I just, thought with these two shades the way they are and both being metallic, they might complement, and I'm thinking they kind of do. What do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know. Don't leave me hanging. Let me know what you think. I'm just playing. Although I do want to know what you think. I really do like to hear from you, all of you. I was so excited to see other people commenting and to me and letting me know what they thought of a video here and there. I was like, oh, that's nice, because I always hear from certain folks, friends, and it's wonderful, and I don't want them to ever stop messaging me. However, I was like, I wish I would get, some kind of feedback from all of you at some point or another, because, well, I've said it over and over. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's why I'm on here. I wanted to make friends. I wanted to know I wasn't crafting alone in the world. I'm all by myself out here on my own, all by my onesie in Coolidge. Has anybody out there been to Coolidge who's listening? Coolidge is a nice little town. It is a desert town. Trust me. It's in Pinal County, and Pinal County is hardcore Arizona people. They don't change for nobody. It's kind of funny. In Arizona, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have 17 counties. And it's like you can tell when you have left one county and entered another, just by the way it's taken care of. Are other states in the U.S. like that? Like how? I'm sure they are. I mean, but it's super obvious here, When you're in Maricopa County, oh, you know it. And then when you're over and when you jump from Maricopa over to Pinal, it's obvious. I mean, we're talking landscaping changes, buildings change, attitudes change, the people are different, they look and act different. I mean, you can totally tell. We went to the fair in Maricopa County, the state fair, back in October, and it was, your typical Phoenix crowd. And then we went to the county fair here in Pinal County, out here between Coolidge and Casa Grande, and it was like you had city folks, going to the other, and then you went to this one, and it was ranchers and farmers. And I mean, as you're walking down the strip, once in a while you'd see kind of a city looking person, but for the most part it was farmers, ranchers, and it was funny how obvious you were in a different place. So I'm liking this. What do you guys think? I'm gonna keep building on let me see, where's my time? Oh, we're almost done, guys. So I'll try and finish this part of it and let it dry, and then, like I said, I'll go ahead and make my signatures off camera and in real time, and then eventually here in the next, near future, I will bring it back on and I will show you guys my art journal. Okay? Because I don't want to go over an hour. I do sometimes, but I try not to go too much over, because I really appreciate you letting me come into your home and spend time with me, and I know that your time is valuable, and there's 1,000 people you could be listening to, and you're hanging out with me, and I don't want to take advantage of that. So we've got another layer of the pink, okay, and I'm just going to I'm not tapping it too hard. I don't want to leave those air bubbles again. But I do. It seems like it was just the glue. The paint seems fine. It's not really doing that. I do want to add a little bit of the bronze. Let's see. Not a lot, but let's just flicker it through, because I love it. It's so pretty. Okay. This is going to be like my favorite book, I think. Why didn't I make myself an art journal before this? Thanks for the inspiration, Laura. Thanks, Pam, Tina, everybody who's inspired me to do this. I hope I can do the art journaling thing justice. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's look here. Do you guys see any white spots? Oh, I see one right here. A little bit. So I'm going to come back in one last time with the green. Let's do green. And I see a little splotch there that's kind of, yeah, I wanted this to, this is kind of exactly how I wanted it to look. I can't believe it. It's actually looking like it. So yeah, that's fun. Isn't it fun when you go to do something and you're not really sure if you're going to do it right, and then it actually comes out the way you're imagining it? Oh my gosh. It's like a dream for me. So often I touch paper and go, ah, it doesn't look anything like my imagination. So anyway, guys, we've got a few little splotches here and there that are white, and I am going to finish this off camera and make sure they're all covered, and then I will go ahead and do my Mod Podging. But yeah, that's the start of my art journal. What do you guys think? Let me get this light. Which is the best? There. Sometimes I think my light's too bright. Yeah, so that's my art journal. It's pretty cool, huh? I like it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. We've hit an hour, so I'm going to say goodbye for now, but I will see you again tomorrow, and we're going to have fun with a lot of different pockets, I hope. So that's the goal. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day and be blessed. Bye-bye.